So this is the Manvers area. We're still in Rotherham, so we're on episode 3 now, John, of doing Barnsley disused canals, and we've not even got to Barnsley yet. Maybe needed a rethink of the series title. But this is Manvers. This area has seen such change. Dearne Valley College there, there's call centres, there's all sorts, there's warehousing, I don't know what. But again, we keep harking back to that series we did on the railway, the old Wath railway, when we got to this point, and we said you can't even trace the routes, the areas.
Well, this is where we got in the car, wasn't it? Well, it's like we're going to skip on.
Drive around it, and we're just walking through it here because you can kind of stand in a spot and say, yeah, the canal went through here, but there's nothing to show you until we just get back onto a footpath just over around this corner that follows the alignment. So this next episode 3, is really just going to be about trying to trace the route as much as we can, looking for evidence and clues of what remains of the canal, I suppose, and try and unpick those bits and show you what went where. And I'll keep putting up those old maps just so you can follow it along as well. After releasing the first 2 episodes in this series, I was completely blown away by the number of viewers who had memories of the canal to share. So as we make our way through today's video, leave me a comment, as I love hearing memories and people's accounts of when the canal was either working or now missing sections were still present, albeit in ruin. And it's still raining, John.
It's not stopped. It's not going to stop all day, so get used to it.
So the canal's was crossing straight in front of us here, and this road went over the top of the canal, you're saying, John, from the maps? I wonder if the canal was slightly lower and it's been filled in and raised, but we've got this footpath here, and I don't know if it's on the exact alignment over the old canal, but we're taking it. I think I saw someone suggest it was following the towpath. Now, I don't think there's any ongoing efforts these days to try and restore this canal, but as we're walking through it, we'll kind of bear that in mind about, what it would take to restore this canal, because up until a few years ago, there was a drive to try and get the Barnsley, try and get the Dearne Dove, these canals put back into water, make them navigable again. Quite a big job, as we'll probably see. We've seen so far. I mean, they're going to need to do a lot of deviations if that ever came to fruition, but that looks like the trust that was behind that, they look to now have closed, unfortunately. So I could be wrong, correct me as always, but I don't think there's any ongoing concerns to try and get this restored now. That group disbanded in 2022, I think it was, and I think it was cited. There wasn't really getting the interest in it, although I have seen a lot of interest online, but it takes a big movement to get something like this going again. And it sounds like they weren't really getting the buy-in from the council either. They were kind of approving development on the route of the canal. You need everybody to really be swimming the same way, don't you? Pulling in the same direction. Yeah, re-landscaped again, isn't it, John?
Yeah.
This is the canal route again. It's just a green corridor. A lot of the canal, I think they did a lot of places where canals closed. They filled it in. There was reports of quite a few children drowning, sadly, in the disused bits of canal. So a lot of it was just filled in, just to keep it safe, really. Manvers colliery complex there opened after the canal. And we're walking on the right-hand side here would have been Manvers collieries, where a lot of this development is now. You can see on the maps the canal ran right along the side of it, or they built it right along the side of the canal. And that's where that footpath spatters out here onto Doncaster Road. Old Doncaster Road sign there. Now, yeah, it says that there's a road at the other side, and that's the original Doncaster Road there, hence Old Doncaster Road. So what happened to the canal here? So this road that you can see, that's where you can see that van disappearing off there. This is a realigned, widened road that they widened at some point, and this actually encroaches onto the route of the canal here. What's on your sandwiches today, John?
Ham and cheese, but with special El Greco sauce from
El what?
El Greco. It's a local restaurant, and they do some awesome gyros. And they have a special sauce. It's basically like mayonnaise and mustard.
That sounds very complicated.
It's very good. So yeah.
Sounds like a lot of effort for a sandwich.
No. It's pre-grated cheese, I'm afraid.
The old route of the canal's kind of where this road is here, and I saw that little retaining wall with those old stones on Google Maps. And I thought, I wonder if that's related. I wonder if that's something to do with the canal. So as we've just been seeing the old alignment of the canal is now underneath the new alignment of Doncaster Road. But this is old Doncaster Road, the original Doncaster Road we're walking on here. And this crossed the canal here over something called Common Bridge. Now again, it's all been re-landscaped because of the road widening, but on the right hand side here where the canal went under, we've still got one side of Common Bridge. And look, you can see, look at this old wall here. This leads all the way up to the bridge here.
It's a very narrow passage through this bridge. It probably explains why it's so small.
Is it that bit the bit in the middle then, the newer bit? Look, it's got a mason mark. No, it's one of those. What did Glyn tell us those were? For surveying, wasn't it?
Yeah, surveying marks. See a lot of them.
It's Common Bridge. These are really ornate stones here, aren't they, on the edge of the bridges? Look at that.
You see the arch under here.
So this bit a more modern bit, do you think, that they've added? Is it been replaced at some
I think the top bit's been replaced, but is that the original arch down there?
Oh yeah. Look at that.
Possibly.
So yeah, again, let's have a look on the old map. So come down there, the canal's taken a sharp turn down there. So again, we can follow the towpath on this quite pleasant public footpath actually, but the canal is filled in. I always tend to notice things on old maps at the side of the canal, interesting things to point out. John, just over here somewhere, something caught my eye. Well, we had the something called the South Yorkshire Works, oil, soap, and manure.
That's what accommodation.
Yeah, well, strange.
Is that?
I mean, I'm sure it says manure. I'm thinking, surely that's not manure. Surely I'm reading that wrong. Maybe that's to help them sell the soap.
Yeah, there's a relationship between soap and oil and soap and manure.
Canal side cottages. It's still see these on the old maps, right next to the gasworks. Next point of interest then, John, would have been Bolton Bridge.
Bolton Bridge, where was that? Right.
This is Station Road, and we're now in Wath. Well, we're now in the heart, almost in the heart of Wath. We know Station Road before because we visited the site of Wath Central Station, which is just up there now. This is being re-landscaped. This roundabout's been put in at some point, so there's no remains visible of Bolton Bridge, sadly.
It's completely gone. Basically, it follows the line of this road.
So the canal seems to be well and truly lost in this area, doesn't it? But this is Biscay Way. It's given its name after a section of canal that will hopefully see some remains of soon, with a wide embankment that was given the nickname the Bay of Biscay. This next section, although not a lot left, is an intriguing part of the canal. Now, if you live in Wath and didn't know much about the canal or the route it took, let's just fade out this old map into the modern day satellite view. And just look how wide the canal is as it heads northwest, and that brings us nicely onto this aqueduct which the Bay of Biscay passes over. It's been slim pickings for a while there on our Dearne Dove Canal, but we can pick up some remains of it here. So, is this the aqueduct then, John? So the canal's above here then?
Yeah, Bay of Biscay was part of the canal was over the top.
Ah, okay.
And this took Brook Dyke and a public footpath under it.
Ah, that's interesting. So this is the Brook Dyke here going. We've got one culvert here for Brook Dyke, another culvert here for for the public footpath. Going to have a walk through it. Just above there was what I'm referred to earlier as the Bay of Biscay. Oh, this is a bit of a crouch, this. Dark as well. This long tunnel, this just highlights how wide this embankment is. It was given that name, Bay of Biscay. I've never been to the Bay of Biscay. I can't really do a comparison, unfortunately. Yeah, so can we get back on the...
We probably can, actually.
On the canal now. Bit of a scramble up from that brook.
Isn't it?
But this is canal level now, John.
Yeah, this
is the top of the aqueduct here. Well, look at this wall here.
So what's that, a concrete pad that's been built?
I don't know. It's them same stones that we saw on Doncaster Road, look. Same type of stone.
I think that's definitely a later addition.
You think so? You don't think this is related?
I don't think so. If you look at the original map, they're literally in it.
There's nothing there.
There's nothing there, that's been added on.
So where's this canal go now?
Straight that way?
Straight on this way. So has this been tampered with, or is this the width?
It's flattened out, isn't it?
Is this how you imagine the Bay of Biscay, John?
I thought it'd be a bit more water in the Bay of Biscay. Might be a bit more sunshine as well, actually.
This is the embankment, look, John, isn't it? Is it safe to assume? Look.
Possibly.
Can you see the edge of the embankment?
What you're saying that
over here, look, it dips down.
Dips down. You're saying it would have been in there then?
No, I mean we're on top of it now.
On top of it. Yeah.
So that's one side.
Right. Yeah.
And look, because it was famed for this being a wide embankment and a wide body of water. And there's a definite drop away.
Right. Yeah.
Just over there, isn't there? So they're not going to have surely come and created this man-made wide embankment on here since the canal was closed, surely. And then does it veer around to the left, doesn't it here?
Yeah, this is where it goes to the left, definitely.
We've got the old maps, and you got people giving accounts, haven't you, online? There's quite a good guide to walk in this.
Oh, there is, yeah.
But there's nothing like when you get here and you're looking around and you
get the actual
difficult.
Oh,
Wetmore Bridge.
Is that indeed Wetmore Bridge?
Is that it? That's like the biggest remain we've seen. So I think you've got some.
Did this be
canal engines or something there?
Towpath.
Lines up the canals. Oh yeah, look. That might. Sorry, I think it's just a wing wall, John. But it still kind of shows the trajectory of the canal, doesn't it? That's just going.
Yeah, you're right. Actually,
bridge there.
Yeah. Oh, look at this. Woohoo! We've discovered something.
Yeah, it's just the best piece of remains we've seen really since leaving Swinton.
This is good because it gives you the right vibe.
Yeah, beautiful that.
Yeah, it's very intact.
I mean, it's done a good job of kind of blending itself back into nature, hasn't it, this canal so far? Quite a lot of redevelopment on the route.
A lot of infilling.
But we have been able to follow it, more or less, apart from a few sections. But I just find it amazing sometimes where you do these things on railways, you come across
just a little pocket of
evidence.
Yeah.
Just in urban areas. Great stuff. Right, John, let's crack on.
Yeah.
And we are walking on a raised path now. Whether or not this is...
It's basically the towpath.
So do you think we're at the correct height here, John?
I think so, and I think it would have been in there, and then it's now been filled.
Okay, so all this section kind of elevated slightly.
If you look at the old maps, it does appear to be an embankment.
Is this Factory Bridge then here?
would have been basically here, I think.
So it's been reclaimed into people's gardens.
Completely and utterly.
There's a very strong aroma
I know.
in this area, John.
I recognise that. I've been to Canada and New York.
People chilling out
Yeah.
on Easter Monday, shall we say. Pontefract Road, and this was the site of Old Moor Bridge. So we got a bit excited thinking that we had Old Moor Bridge remains here, but no, John's consulted the maps. It's not actually the canal.
I'm afraid.
Nolbeck.
Nolbeck.
Nolbeck. So where's the canal then?
I think the canal must have come through here.
Okay.
But yeah, it's nothing. Perhaps it went through that tree line there.
Bit of a damp squib. I think the canal's cutting straight through here, kind of hugging this side of this green area. And we've not seen a lock, have we, since leaving Swinton?
Yeah.
Not since that railway just before that railway cut in. But we've got lock number 7 here in Brampton, just by this little BMX track here. Somewhere here.
It's literally here. It's this here, but there's nothing left.
Yeah, zero chance of any remains from this canal lock just over here. But a canal just kind of sides its way now across the field here over to there, Nolbeck Bridge. So looking back where we've just walked from, I suppose it's somewhere roughly somewhere over here. The canal's going straight underneath this road here. Whether or not that road's at the same height, I'm not sure. But just the other side of here, look, you can see it's been redeveloped as a housing estate. We did have lock number 8 just over there, but that's now sitting in a residential street, unfortunately. So nothing to see. Not a lot left in Brampton of the canal, is it? We've got a street here called Navigation Way, but is it this way? We've got this pub down here. Oh yeah, it's just here, look. It's called the Junction. Now this is named after the junction of the Dearne Dove Canal main line with its branch off to Elsecar, the Elsecar Branch of the Dearne Dove Canal, which is just, we're going to get there shortly, it's just around the corner.
But there wasn't a railway junction, was there?
Yeah, there was a railway junction where the Elsecar Branch left, do you remember? When we did that line?
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, that...
But I think this is named after the canal junction rather than the railway junction. So we've lost this little section of canal now, just past in Brampton, but we can have a walk down this old railway line. This is the Elsecar Branch that ran off the Wath line. I think we were at the, do you remember that underpass?
Yeah, we got to that, yeah, that horrible concrete underpass.
Yeah, and this is that line here down towards Elsecar, Cortonwood. This is a very unassuming spot we are here, just behind the junction in just there. Busy roads all around us. Right, I don't know if it's the exact, do you reckon it's the exact spot where you're standing roughly there, John?
Just a bit further this way.
Right. See, look, you wouldn't believe, this is the railway line. We've got the canal. We've got our Dearne Dove Canal going underneath the railway line.
What's that?
There's some definition here or something, isn't there? Yeah, there's like a wall there or something, but to cut a long story short, sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. I'm just coming down.
And I think you can see it on the maps, this wall.
There's a retaining wall here, John.
Yeah, it's on the map.
It is on the map?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's under a lot of ivy.
Because it's quite a wide canal that came into a very narrow bridge.
We had a spring bridge, didn't we? We had the canal went underneath under the railway. We got some photographs of the spring bridge, courtesy of the Canal and Rivers Trust website. Very interesting design. Let's get back up here. Railway ballast here. Look at that. Back onto the railway line. So yeah, to be honest, if it weren't for John pointing it out then as we were going past, as he's inspecting the maps, I'd never have got that we were in that location, John. Forgive the really noisy dog. It's like being at home. I've brought down here because we can see where the bankings come in the side here. So it's a really Yeah, look, can you see that retaining wall on that side? Someone's built a fence, look. That's somebody's garden now, sat on top of that. But here's the canal. And there must have been an aqueduct there, look, just over the brook as well. Do you know what, John? That's one of those locations where you see the old photographs and you look at it on maps, and there's nothing like. Yeah. Brampton's proved to be quite a challenge, hasn't it, John? We've kind of, that road, the busy roundabout, just kind of sliced its way through. We've had quite a detour just to get around, just to finish off this. We're trying to just find out where the canal is, because we've got the new road that's kind of cut across. We left that railway spring bridge just the other side of that main road there, and then the canal's coming through somewhere through here. This looks very clayey, John.
This is the canal. We're in the middle of it.
You think so? So
yeah,
this is the canal bed then, this clay
I think so.
that we're walking on. And just literally just as it's gone across that main road, we had lock number 9. Brampton lock 9. We can see it as there on the map. Now we're fast approaching the junction with the Elsecar Canal, and that's the Elsecar Branch, sorry, of this canal, and that's where we're going to be leaving this. I think this area's been remodelled, John. There's no, I mean, they've filled in the canal and then landscaped on the top of that again. We're at the junction here. So what's your GPS telling us here, John? Where does it think the junction is?
It says we are literally, the junction is just up here.
So Elsecar Branch there, main line where we've come from, somewhere down here. There's
the locks here, but yeah. Lock 10 is that?
Lock 10. It was like a stop lock, wasn't it? Just before the junction, like a.
Right, yeah. And now we're coming literally to the apex of the junction. But it's just, this is no longer.
I'll tell you what, we've been able to really follow quite closely this canal till we've got to kind of closer we've got to Brampton, the more it's just
disappeared.
It's disintegrated before our eyes, hasn't it?
So we are now in the top of the junction. You wouldn't know.
And this road here, this is where Junction Bridge was here. So we're going into Barnsley that way, aren't we, John? Up towards Oldham, Stairfoot, those areas we know.
Yeah. Oldham Junction, Stairfoot, flight of locks, don't know where.
I think that wraps up today.
I think that's it. I'm knackered.
Yeah, it's interesting. Really interesting. That's a nice start, that. Shame it started raining as we got out of the car in Swinton today.
It didn't stop.
And it's just got worse as the day goes on. And it wasn't forecast to be persistent heavy rain all day, but the way it goes, isn't it? So if you're starting to enjoy this series, plenty more. I'm not sure what we'll do next. Probably the Elsecar Branch at some point in time. So as always, thanks to all my channel members, anyone who buys a coffee, sends a super thanks. It really is appreciated. So until the next video, ta-ra, see you later.